All right. Welcome, Grand Rising, everyone. Welcome. Welcome to the Peak Wellness Hour. We're so excited to be here with you all today. We have a good topic for you all. So make sure if you're in the digital building, like my queen mother, Rhonda Thomas is, it is a good peaceful day. It's a great peaceful day. You're so right. Make sure if you're in the digital building, you hit that like button, you subscribe to every link in the description, and you share. Okay. We're going to dive into this discussion, but I want to ask you something really quickly. Okay. We are live. The Peak Wellness Hour is live every Saturday at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Now, we might be a little late because we dive into conversations, technical difficulties, not making excuses, but things happen. But we're here. So my question is, do you all know that we're here? Do we need to send reminders out? Or can you remember? Because I know I am one that can be last minute. I can tend to procrastinate at times, okay? And I will send out, I'll set this up, I'll send notifications maybe 30 minutes to an hour before we start to the same individuals that we love to spend time with. But let me tell you why I do that. Because sometimes when we send things out or we post things, just people in general, things get forgotten, okay? But one thing I can rest assured on is most of us in the mornings, what do? We get up, and before we speak an ounce of gratitude into the universe, we grab this phone. And we got to see what's going on. What text did I miss? What post did I miss? What update did I miss? What's going on in the social media? All these things. So that's why I do it. I'm going to get better at it. I'm going to pose a challenge to our team here that we choose topics for the month. We post those and you all are ready. I want you to be expecting us without relying on this phone. The impact of social media and cell phones on relationships. So we're going to dive right into it. I'll just say, again, I was last minute, and Queen Edith has chose this topic, and I meant to share this with the King Shawn. So we did invite him to pop in. He is a little more organized than I am, so he sets his schedule appropriately. Queen Edith's more well controlled and organized than I am. So
it looks.
Yep. And teach his own. So if he jumps in, we welcome that. If not, his information is definitely in the description. So you all make sure you check all those links out and connect with us. But before we dive into this conversation, we're going to have the Queen, the CEO of Peak Homecare Associates, the pastor of Indianapolis, Queen Edith.
Good morning. Wow, we are just about to enter the final week of the month of March. Easter month is coming. Are you ready? Anyway, thank you so much for being here, all the queens of this virtual house, digital house, you call it, right? Queen Rand, Queen
Yes.
King Abby, I don't see King Shawn, I see Picom Care Associates, our favorite people. Anyway,
Yes.
I'd like to welcome each one of you today. Social media and the telephone, our cell phones, have become a very vital part of our lives. How do we navigate this amazing gift without letting it destroy our relationships? How do we put it in a place where it doesn't become the priority of a family, of a children, of a loved ones? In these modern days, I've seen pictures, and Queen, I wish we had thought about it and posted pictures of families sitting together at dinner or even the living room with grandma, grandpa, or even from experience from our jobs, the grandma gets visits from his grandbabies and all. But guess what? Or her grandbabies and all, everybody is in their phone. Picture to behold. What does that tell us? Are we losing our priorities? Are we not? What is wrong and what is right? How do we use this to our benefit? Because it is a good thing. Otherwise, Queen G and I will not be sitting here. I would not get to know each one of you. So let's go on and discuss this topic. And please, we want to hear your points of view. We really want to read from you. If you want to jump on, you're welcome. Thank you.
Yes.
Can I be? Thank you.
Yes. Grand Rising, Queen Kathy B with the UAOA in the house. Yes. So, yep, like Queen said, grab pen and paper, grab your thoughts together. We want to hear from you. So we're going to play this promo and we're going to dive right into this conversation. You are tuned in to the Peak Wellness Hour. Today's broadcast is brought to you in part by Peak Homecare Associates, providing exceptional non-medical caregivers to assist in the care of your seniors or loved ones living with developmental challenges in the surrounding areas of Noblesville, Indiana. This broadcast is also brought to you in part by Clearest Holistic Lifestyle Coaching, promoting empowerment through acknowledgement, accountability, and integrity. Join the Clearest Conscience community and elevate your mind, body, spirit, and wealth to new heights. Thank you for tuning in. Please subscribe, like, and share to the Peak Wellness Hour. All right, so there you have it. That's who we are, and so much more. So let's dive into the conversation. What do you all think? Let me put a 1 in the chat. If you got up this morning and one of the first things you did was grab your phone. Anybody? If you didn't do that at the first thing in the morning, I'd like to hear what you did do. Because I know I did. I grabbed my phone and I said, welcome in the simplest deep. I grabbed my phone and I said, shoot, I got to get this promo together. I got to get it set up today. I need to text Queen Edith. I need to, and I didn't jump on social media, but I did grab that phone. Queen Kathy B says no. Queen Kathy B, what did you do? Oh, she fed the dogs. Okay, and got back into bed. I love it. I love it. I love it. So yeah, it's what we do a lot of times, and I feel like it is so automatic anymore. Let me see a 1 in the chat if you grew up with landlines and the answering machine. Anybody remember the answering machine? Okay, I had an answer. I had my own line. I never knew how hard my mother worked. And I look back and I was unintentionally ungrateful, right? I was the oldest in the house. I had my own phone line when I was a teenager, and I had my little cordless phone, when I got in trouble and I got grounded, my mom would take the phone, and because I worked, I would buy me another cordless phone and hide it, and I'd keep the ringer off. And I had an answer machine, so I remember those things. I remember the pay phones, I remember the pagers. I had a blue pager. I remember saying, did somebody page me? Did somebody beat me? And you had to have that quarter to get to the pay phone if you were out and about, right? And if it was so important that somebody paid you that 911, you're going to stop at that pay phone and see what they need, okay? Right? I remember those days. Now, it's like we cannot put the phone down for anything. And more times than not, there is nothing important going on. I remember being in school where if there's an emergency and mom needed to be called, dad needed to be called, guess what? They're calling work. They didn't work. Parents didn't work. They were calling home. Go around calling no cell phone, and now everybody's on the cell phone. My children might need me. Might be an emergency. But you're always on the phone, at work, on the phone, in case of an emergency. This is where we've gotten to, everyone. There were days where we functioned just fine. We sat at family dinners without having our face in the phone. We were engaged in conversation. We knew, hey, Angie, are you listening? You hear me? Huh? What'd you say? Huh? Can't tell somebody to put the phone down, can you? Because it's offensive. Well, what? What's going on then? Put the phone down. Why? What's going on? Something happening? Just put the phone down. Just put the phone down. Queen. Sorry, Mom, for the disrespect when I was grounded, by the way. I want to put that out there. We can't be disrespecting our parents. Put that out there. Live and you learn. When you have children of your own, you'd be like, oh.
Yeah, when you begin to have children of your own, I had a mouth for me, and I still do. I will argue and debate everything with my parents, like. But yeah, we live in an amazing era, if you ask me. People have met their spouses online, married, and they're doing okay. Social media has come to make the world a global village, right? We can connect. I mean, I have people on here who are all the way from Ghana and other parts of the world who are watching us. A lot of people are watching us from all over the world, and we don't even know them. They are commenting. So this is an amazing gift. At least that's what King Abby said to me this morning. I agree with him. It's an amazing gift. Social media is an amazing gift that has come to help us connect with things. It has come to teach us a lot about the world around us. It has come to show us how similar we are. How similar we are. I am all the way from Ghana, West Africa. Queen is all the way from Indiana, United States of America. I bet Indiana was not on the map when I knew America. You know what I mean? And I talk to a lot of family and friends who travel a lot. And Indiana, 90% of the people I know, Indiana, where is Indiana? But because I'm here and I'm on social media, people know Indiana. Our geography has probably gotten better. So social media is a good thing. Okay? We are learning a lot through YouTube. And people are actually making a living off of social media. But the only challenge is that there is a time and a place. The challenge is our inability to regulate. Is that a word? Or have structure. Because of the things we do, connecting with old schoolmates, social media platforms like WhatsApp, Facebook, Instagram. We have these platforms with old schoolmates, high schoolmates, whatever schoolmates, whatever, different workplaces. It's great. And because of all these connections, it has the tendency, first of all, to steal our attention. It has the tendency to take from what is important. For example, we are home as a family. I remember when I was growing up, of course, there was no social media. We had one phone, and if you stay on it too long and someone is calling, it's going to be big. So my dad is getting ready to get you off the phone like yesterday. You are spending too long on the phone. So minutes, 4 minutes, 5 minutes at the most, you are off. Because you're not going to hold up your daddy's phone calls. You dare not, right? And I remember growing up, We all hang out. Dad, mom, siblings, sometimes friends, neighbors, aunties, uncles. Every day is different. We hang out, we are talking, we are laughing, we are interacting. So we realized our social skills was better developed. Okay. We interact with each other, or we interacted more with each other. If I'm really at home and I have Edith with me or I have Queen G with me, I'm having conversations that allow me to get to know her more on an even deeper level. Right? But now, what are we doing? So social media, our cell phones have the tendency, first of all, to steal our attention from what is even more important. When I'm sitting with you and I'm talking to you and I'm going, oh yeah, I'm listening. I hear you. I hear you. And I go, honestly, am I really listening to you? Am I hearing you and hearing your heart? Because communication is more than what you say. Is the non-verbals as well. So if I'm looking at the phone and I've just cocked my ear, but my focus is somewhere, I'm hearing the words you speak, but am I really hearing you? So these are some of the things we want to delve into. How is it impacting your marriage, your relationship with your husband, your relationship with your parents, your relationship with your children, your relationship with your colleagues, and even employer, employee, all of that? How is that impacting? And what are you doing to bring structure? When you have to get up, we stay in bed, watch reels. Listen, I do it. I watch reels so like it's about 15 minutes to go to where I'm going, and I have to drive 10 minutes and 5 minutes before I'm jumping and getting ready. You could watch the reels later in the day. You could just listen to them. Oh, I like the name, The Pulpit. Who might that be? I like to get to know you. I love The Pulpit. So anyway, welcome and thank you. Greetings, Pulpit.
Greetings.
So yeah, Queen. We'll go into some of the benefits and all of that stuff, but yeah.
Absolutely. Sorry, I was looking around. Y'all probably saw my mouth moving. My king was out here. And he's doing little, he says, I love you, being cute and funny. Since I am on live. And he creeps out here, not creeps, but just kind of peeks out here sometimes, when I'm on. Or usually he's going to breakfast. But I'm saying that to say he's been a very patient man. And when we're talking about relationships, my husband, my king, and I've had this conversation. And I know I never mind being open and honest and sharing things with you all just to be transparent. Because like we said before, we don't have all the answers. And we are all learning and growing together. But I know we've had this conversation where he feels, I'm at work, I'm busy. I come home, I'm busy on the phone. And he'll say, you're always on the phone. You come in, you're always on the phone. And it's like, he's asked me, when do you have time for me? And that is so, for me to hear that from my king is so hurtful. And I can say things like, I'm working, or I'm trying to help, and I'm serving, and I'm coaching, and and all he hears, all he sees is my lack of attentiveness to him. There has to be a balance, and it's not social media that I'm on, but, just being on that phone and not having a balance in relationships. And when somebody tells you that, you better listen. Okay. Better listen. I wanted to address something you said with social media. You said that it tends to steal our attention or take away from what's important. I think that we are giving it our attention. Social media, nothing's coming in to our lives, taking away our time and our energy. We are giving these things away.
So it's stealing from where it's supposed to go, mostly.
It's doing what, if I'm here speaking with you all, I'm not stealing your hour away. You don't have to be. I'm not stealing your hour away. you're giving your time away. I'm not taking it. I'm just here. The ratchet stuff on social media, just here. The negative conversations on the other end of the phone or the positive ones, they're just there. You don't have to respond. You don't have to engage. And I say that because a lot of times when we do think about social media in a negative light, it's situations where they ruin relationships. They interfere with relationships. So now my partner's on social media and my partner has decided to engage with somebody else. The partner engaged. The person was just there. With our children, I understand our children are impressionable, and I'm not taking away from this fact. But when we say that our children are depressed and you can't use the word, suicidal, when don't value their lives. I'm trying to use a different word so we don't get banned. Don't value they want to take their lives. They have image issues and identity issues. And it's Instagram's fault or social media's fault.
Yeah, I was going to get to that, but keep going.
How is that possible for a 10-year-old to have identity issues blamed on Instagram when that 10-year-old has parents on his phone and this internet service? What's going on in the home? Where's the conversation where you're telling your child that you are worthy, that you have value? Have you seen these Instagram models without makeup on? But they look like one of us. You know how long it takes to get dolled up like that? So there's a lack of accountability in the negative side of social media when it comes to the part that we play and the things that we choose to engage in. Could get to be said, it has brought us together, and I'm grateful. But I do know it can be harmful. Yeah, I mean, I think it's what you choose to engage in. It is a positive resource, but when you choose to engage in negativity and things that take away from your energy, again, there's got to be some accountability. Queen.
There's so much light in my eyes that it's bothering me. You touch on some things about Instagram and even Facebook. Now our children are no more on Facebook. They don't like Facebook. It's for the old folks, I guess. But the truth is this. I also thought about this. We bring work home, right? Mm-hmm. We bring work home. Like yesterday, I started work about 6:30 a.m. and I didn't finish. I went out. I ran errands. I was with clients. I was at the office, and then I came home, and I stayed. I sat right here until almost 2 a.m. working from 6:30, and I asked myself, if I had a significant other, or will anybody even want to be in my life at this time, because I'm so busy. So to go back to what Queen Kathy said, it is great. It has brought us together. It's connected the world in a way that we didn't think about it, though somebody talked about it in 2007 and all. The reality is that it really is what we do with the choices. So, for example, when I said, and Queen, you make a great point, we give, but then again, it comes to choosing. Edith is here. My husband is here. My phone is here. Queen G is on. I don't have that. I don't have that discussion, understanding with my husband that, at this time Saturday morning, it's Queen G and I on social media, right? So we have an understanding. It's nice and it's beautiful, and if we do it right, they will even join us. Okay, they will support us. But when we do it like, you don't give me the opportunity. Anytime I try to do something, you're fighting me. Who is fighting you? It's your attitude, it's the way you communicate, it's the relationship, it's everything. Okay, so it's every day we have to choose what we are doing, how we are doing it, and how we are involving our important, significant friends, family, significant others. And I don't mean just your husband or your wife. I also mean your children. I also mean the people closest to you. Queen G is on social media doing Peak Wellness Hour every Saturday at 10 o'clock. So, ma'am, don't bother me. You know, at this time, I'm doing this, that. You know what I mean? It's us and it's our choices. Everything in this life has good and bad. Money is amazing. Hey, if you don't have money and you're hungry, you will know what I'm talking about. If you have it, what do you do with it? People are earning, I'll say it again, are earning a living on social media. We need to regulate it. We need to have structure. You asked the question in the beginning. How many of us grab the phone first? 90% of us here said, I do, most of the time. Why fake it? We do. Only one person said she didn't. Right? She got her fed up dogs and went back into bed. A lot of the time, I grab my phone first to look at the time, because sometimes when I'm not wearing my glasses, I can't read the clock well. So I look at the time. And then when I pick up the phone and look at the time, I see a message. And then I don't mean to. The next thing I know is 30 minutes and I'm in there. A couple of weeks ago, we talked about having routines. Routines ground us. Repetition is important to success. Okay, so if you don't have a plan, you will sit on this phone. If I don't have to be in the office and I don't have to be with the client, I mean, I can go to the office, I can work from home. I can lay in bed and watch reels all day. But what is my plan? What do I hope to achieve? Our children are finding themselves unworthy, finding their lives valueless, and harming themselves in ways that they shouldn't because of online modeling. Mom and dad are all invested in social media. The level of communication with our children is lacking. So they believe everything they say, they see out there on social media. There's so much fakeness, if there's a word to it, on social media. We all use these filters, right? Sometimes I take a picture of myself with a regular phone. And I take myself a picture with Snapchat. Oh, I like that. But how real is this? So when someone meets me, I was talking to a friend and he said he had a friend who met a woman on social media. They were talking, things got heated up. So he wanted to get to know the woman. So he traveled to go meet the woman and he was so disappointed. So we are not getting real anymore. What is real? What is real? And because we are not real, we are not satisfied with the way we look, who we are. So those things are hurting us. Those things are killing us. So if we don't do our homework at home with our children, with our spouses, if I continue to see my wife looking at a man that doesn't look like me on social media constantly and saying, oh my God, you look this, you're that, you're that, you're that. What are you doing at home? So every choice is a choice. You have one choice and you're making two choices, right? You this one, you tell this one, right? So I think we need structure. These cell phones have come to stay. I don't know what's in the next 10 years. It will be amazing. But do they control us or do we run them? That's the question we need to ask ourselves. That's the question we need to ask ourselves. A lot of marriages are suffering because of social media, because we take the phones in our bed. And I will get into even the marriage situation later. Queen, I'll handle that.
No, we can. Let me tell you all a quick funny story, okay? Quick funny story. I might share this post. I'm gonna talk while I'm looking at this. So funny post. Like I said, my king is supportive. He always shares my content. And like I'd be like, well, what did you watch it? He's like, I don't always have to watch it, you know. He can hear me, you know what I'm saying? So
Jerry.
you know, and we have these conversations together. So he doesn't have, you know, and it's not a big deal. I just give him, you know, a hard time. But so I don't go on his page. I don't go on anybody's page. If Queen Edith says she has something going on, I'll go look. I don't go on people's pages on social media. Usually when I go on like Facebook, I will post something to share, you know. A lot of times it's empowering, a lot of times it's just my opinion or whatnot. But I'll post things. And so if I scroll through for a second, I might like some stuff, you know, I might share some stuff and, you know, just promote. But I don't go on people's pages unless I have a reason to. So my king had posted some pictures. He's at home. He had posted some pictures. And I commented on them. And I'm looking and I said, well, let's see who else commented. Somebody says, I don't know who this person is. They're like, hey, it was a female. I said, hey. I'm like, what is hey supposed to mean? What is that supposed to mean? And he was like, I don't even know this person. I'm like, well, you tell these people. I was like, you stop. Because if somebody has a friend request, he just go ahead and accepts them. But like a lot of people do. I'm vetting people because I don't want any craziness on my page. And I don't want to be associated with that. So that's just what he does. You know, I didn't think my king was doing anything. It wasn't about him. It's about why you saying, hey, you know, and that was where my head went for that second, right? So now I'm looking through these pictures. I said, well, and I know I commented and I was being funny. See, social media, I allow social media to take me somewhere. So maybe it does still. Okay, I'm back to that, Queen. Maybe it does still. Because I'm like, okay, hashtag Silver Fox, hashtag taken, you know, just being petty. You know, nothing else was said. He didn't respond. It was just, hey, nothing else was said. So now I'm looking through his page. And this is what happens, y'all, when y'all accept anybody. My king is not doing anything. Like, that's not the issue. I'm looking through a page, and you all have seen the pages where you have the, what's it called? The OnlyFans chicks with the half-naked bodies and, you know, and click here. I'm like, what the heck is this? He don't look through his page. I don't look through my page. And I saw that. I was like, you got to get this stuff off of here. And he's like, I don't even know how to do it. He's like, I'll just shut the page down. He's like, I'll just shut the page down. I'm like, no, don't do that. Don't, all your friends. He's like, I don't care. He's like, I don't need this. You know, people, there were videos of people growing weed, all kinds. I'm like, we cannot have
on his page or on your page?
On his page. But it said, like, I don't, like, if I post something, I'm not scrolling to my page. I don't go to my page and look at stuff. I might go right now to make sure this is being aired. But I'm not going to my page, you know, and a lot of times we have people that we interact with, you know, just because, and this is what happens. Like I said, it wasn't nothing at him. Like I felt like any kind of way, but I did allow myself to allow social media to be like, hey, what? Take it, you know, just got all beside myself for no reason. So it can affect your perspective and things. You know, if I'm on social media, like she said, I'm in the bed, and my husband's like, well, what are you looking at? What are you looking at? D-Maze at Mind Games Uncut. He does a lot of lives and empowering things, and I'll be on there. He'd be like, what guy is that? What dude is that? I'm like, it's D-Maze, you know. And it's not that he thinks anything, it's just, why are you on social media? What are you doing that's taken away? Grand Rising, Queen Betty, you know, Grand Rising King Shawn, Grand Rising King. So yeah, what is it doing to take away? So I guess in sharing that, I can see your point where it can unintentionally steal.
Exactly. And you know what?
We learn together, talking it out.
You know what is interesting though? One thing that has also come with cell phones and social media is that we do everything. It's portable for banking. It's for everything we do. Our lives are on these things, and hackers are also there. Yesterday, I was going through social media, and I was on somebody's wall. I like his videos, so I go watch his videos.
Mm-hmm.
And when I opened the his wall, the first thing I saw was, excuse me, pornography, really. Naked, and I took a screenshot and I said, did you know this was on your wall? He said, oh my God. And so he found out that a friend's account had been hacked, and the hackers were using it to post all kinds of things on other people's, walls. Because if I'm sharing, like he shares stuff with you, tag me on something, okay? So he tagged almost all his friends with this thing. So sometimes it doesn't hurt to look, because you don't know who has access to what and what they're doing with it. Not to become the investigator and monitoring everything, but it doesn't hurt to look. We have each other's back.
I mean, think about how that affects your job. As a pastor, you got something like that. Now you're a pastor. You don't know what's on there. And I don't understand the rationale behind people doing that kind of stuff. I really don't. It's just I don't understand.
And I've seen it on other pastors' page, and I said, "Do you watch porn?" He said, "What? Don't." I said, "Well, we all have our weaknesses, but." He said, "No, I don't." I said, "Well, there's porn on your wall," and I thought it was his account which had been hacked, but it was somebody's attack because the person was tagging them. So what I'm saying to say is that social media has a way of bringing thieves into your home. Thieves into your bedroom. Okay, I don't know how you feel, but it's almost violating to find out that somebody has stolen your identity, right? And doing all kinds of things with it, and you know nothing about it. I don't know how it impacts you, but I know how it will impact me. It's scary. It's almost like you're in your home locked, and yet someone just comes inside your house. Right? So we have to be very protective of ourselves, of our environment, of our communities, especially when we give cell phones to our children. There has to be a certain time of the night that you shut it down, depending on the age, because perpetrators are speaking to your children through social media. Your children are being lured into play. I don't know if you've seen these movies where older men are luring her children, school kids, and doing all kinds of things with them on the phone, piquing that child's interest, and eventually getting that child into a place where they don't need to be raped or all kinds of things, get them into things. So it has what I'm saying, it has opened up the world. It has opened up the world to everybody, including children. And if you think you are smart, as a mother, as an adult mother, get to know your child well. These children know these phones, these internet in and out. You can do parental blocking, but somebody's mother or father is not blocking. They've given everything access to these children. They're exploring things that Edith would never have known at 8 years old or 9 years old or 10 years old. I've heard people, I've watched stories of men and women who were exposed to sex before they turned 10 years old.
Isn't that crazy? Do you remember the times? I remember being younger, and I'm 43, so when you had TV, like the TV shut off, what time was it? Like midnight? Not midnight, but like in the middle of the night, they shut off and had the little national anthem or whatever it was. And then that screen that had the color on the screen, and you could just shut it off.
Yes.
But if you had HBO and Showtime, right, you weren't watching the soft porn kind of thing. You didn't watch, what was it? The House Bunnies or Ranch Bunny. Y'all know what I'm talking. Y'all know what I'm talking. After dark, whatever it is, it would be on like 1 o'clock in the morning. You would have to stay up late. You know what I'm saying? To see that, and it was still soft porn. Now the same soft porn that you would have to watch at 1, 2 o'clock in the morning on Showtime and HBO. Now you can watch it on the commercials when you turn on your TV.
It's in the cartoons.
It's in the cartoons.
It's in the cartoons we are buying for our children. Okay. And I don't want to listen. I feel like I need to say this to a mother out there. you think you're fancy. You feel like you're giving, because we have to work so much that some of us, the cell phones have become our children's babysitters.
Mm-hmm.
Let me tell you, somebody is in there talking to your daughter, talking to your son. They are infiltrating the system because they know how to manipulate it to get to your child.
Mm-hmm.
Please don't be naive.
Mm-hmm.
Please don't be naive. If possible, have a place where everybody charges their phone, especially your children, at night.
Mm-hmm.
And just keep those phones there. In the night, nobody is touching the phone. Nobody is get to your child. Let them have a good night's sleep, which is also very healthy for them.
Mm-hmm.
If we do not take charge, listen, the devil is busy. He needs more converts.
Mm-hmm.
And you'll be surprised how they're getting to your children into all kinds of things that I don't want to name here. But
Mm-hmm.
it's so important. Social media is good, is great. Listen, mathematics. I find out that children can add. I was I was talking to somebody, a young man in his early 20s, and I was asking, what is this plus this plus that plus that? I was working it in my head, and he took a calculator. Before he calculated it, I told him the answer. I said, how did you come by the answer so quickly? Because I know how to do math. Do you?
Mm-hmm.
We need to teach our children how to do certain things manually because it helps the mind.
Mm-hmm.
It really is helpful to the mind. But
Mm-hmm.
my point is, if you're parents here, don't take anything for granted.
Mm-hmm.
These phones are good, they help with schoolwork and everything, but please protect these kids.
Mm-hmm.
Because there are people in your house that you have no idea about.
Mm-hmm. And you know, I think it's not a bad idea to do random checks throughout the week. You know, hey, let me see your phone. You know, it's not every Friday, it's not every day. Right now, let me see your phone. There's no time for you to be erasing nothing. I'm gonna see your phone. I'm gonna see your laptop. I want to see what's going on. I want to see who you're talking to. You know, and you don't have to like it. Like I said, I didn't like it. My mom took my phone. You know, you don't have to like it as a child. You know that your children don't have to like it. Nobody cares. I'm not nobody's friend when it comes. No, not nobody I gave life to. We're not friends. You know.
Okay.
I mean, and that's different when you're adults. You know, I've learned that when you're adults, you know, you have a friendship with your parents, and you know, but we're not friends. I don't have no minor friends. Okay, this is not that. So we have to stop being afraid of our children's feelings, and you know, not wanting to be that bad parent, or you know, wanting to make sure they understand that we understand them because we don't understand what's happening in this world. And when you talk about like, you know, older predators, you have children that are in school with your children or your grandchildren, your nieces or whatever, nephews that are impressionable, that are saying these things like adults talk because of traumatic situations that they've been through. So when your children's friends are telling them things about drugs and sex and alcohol, and they're still in middle school, these things are happening, you know. So just be aware of that. Just be aware of that. Um, I wanted to see, what are your thoughts, Queen? What are your thoughts on
I think I was
Grand
on.
Rising Queen Crystal, my sister? She says, sometimes I look while my son is sleeping or in the shower so he doesn't catch my routine and start erasing things ahead of time. Right, right. See, I wasn't gonna mention you, Queen sister, but I was thinking to myself, that's who does that. That's who checks the phones. I wasn't gonna say nothing, but thank you for sharing. What do you all think about putting your children's pictures and whatnot on social media? So no, that's not something I've done. There have been times where I posted things, you know, we're at we're at an event, you know, exciting, you know, I post things, but you're not gonna see my children all over social. You can look at my page now. You're not gonna see my children all over social media, not ever. Because it's an issue. It's an issue to me. There's too much weirdness going on out there. And it's so weird anymore. I look at, and I know this is far-fetched, y'all, but I look at like the baby commercials, the ones where, the diapers, the leaks. I like those commercials. Up to 100% leak free. Up to. I like that. Up to. Y'all catch that on TV. If you change that diaper, but then you have these babies, with the little butts out and running around naked. And I know it's a baby commercial, but there are some weirdos looking at these babies. I can't even finish
it's becoming a very scary world, isn't it?
Man, it is. King Shawn says, as a parent, you got to do what you got to do to protect your babies. Absolutely. Absolutely. Queen Crystal says, oh, yes, I look still. And he has been hacked on social media twice. It's very important to know what's happening with our kids. Yeah. I mean, let's quickly talk about even like with them, the games that are on, social media, on the phones. Now you're giving your information. Hey, mom, can I use your card to download this game? Do you all know? Some of y'all get these games for free and y'all don't know that it says, I give permission for you to look through my pictures and my contacts and my texts and my emails and my location, all these permissions to play Candy Crush. And you wonder why people keep calling you about Medicare and Medicaid and free this and free that, why you keep getting these scam calls, because you keep accepting things and you're not reading the fine print of what you're allowing into your life, into your atmosphere. And we just give away permissions all the time just to play games, just to see what's happening.
Crazy. That is true. We are not reading those agreements. We just click okay, because we want to play a game. And I am guilty of that as well. But you're given access. Those are all things that's given access, and we don't even know it. Websites we go to, they leave all kinds of things on our social media, so on our computers, and it's become portable work, everything. And in our industry, thinking about HIPAA, you're thinking about all those people privacy things, and these things are affecting us. And they're impacting us. And if we don't take care, it's going to destroy many of the things we're doing. So we need to be aware. We need to be socially aware. Mm-hmm. Is that the right phrase? Socially aware of what's going on. Once again, I will say this: we are moving and we are living on autopilot. Unfortunately, many of us are on autopilot. We don't have the time to read. But this is a period where we need to make the time to read. We need to have time, take the time to read what is in front of us, read the fine print, read the details. Mm-hmm. And there's a lot of infiltration everywhere. Mm-hmm. Everywhere.
What my queen sister Crystal shared with me the other day. So when you go to search on your Google or whatever, your Chrome, whatever you're using, she uses she goes incognito.
Right.
So, and if you all don't know what that is, it's where you browse the internet. Like there's a button somewhere, you got to look for it. I think it's settings or something like that on your browser. And when you go incognito, they can't see what you're looking at. And what she was doing, what she was saying, she was looking for something maybe on Amazon or, a hotel or whatever. And when she would go incognito, the price would be one thing. But then when she go under her, information, it would be a different price. So what they're doing is, like, if you go on Amazon and you need this, whatever, and they're showing you the price, that's the price. So when you come back, if you don't buy it, and correct me if I'm wrong, queen sister, when you don't buy it at that time, when you go back, the price is higher. So when you go incognito, they're going to show you the lower price, if that makes sense.
That's interesting. I'm trying it right now.
Yeah. Yeah. So just a little tidbit for that. Having passwords, that can't be hacked. I know I use InfoGuard with Melaleuca, and they look at my stuff. There's an alert. I'm going to get that alert. If there's something going on where it comes to fraud or whatever, because that's a big thing too on social media. You all, they're giving away these things, free class. And I love some free classes. A lot of information you all can get. Just a tidbit for y'all. If you are trying to level up, and especially business entrepreneurship, there is so many things. If you type something in, they're going to start sending you ads on Facebook and YouTube. You know, you
And
want
you
to do
know they are
coaching, you want to write
monitoring
a
you,
book,
right?
they're going to send that to you, right? Go ahead. I would advise you all, when they have these free master classes, sign up for them. I've been doing it for years. You sign up for them, you get the information that you need, and then they'll offer you some books and extra training and extra this. You don't have to get it, but there's information there that you can use and turn around for your own business and endeavors, right? But just be careful, because I've done it where I've gotten the book, and all of a sudden I've got all these charges back to back to back. And now my bank's like, did you make these charges? So be careful with that. I would say, if you have like Cash App or like a Chime card, use a separate card online, with that, not your bank card. Use a separate card, that if something happens, they can't take nothing else out. You know, so just some things to think about when you're doing that. Just some things to think about. You gotta protect yourself. And people got time today. People got time, yo. They got time to be making up these scams. They got time. They got time. I don't know how they do it. But they're very motivated. So just be careful.
They really, really are motivated. And listen, they are persistent. They're very persistent as well. So we want to keep an eye out there for these things. And we're getting a lot of messages on our phone, and they're sending links. Be careful what links you're also clicking on. Be careful about these links. If you don't know the person, please don't click the link. And they use it recently. Recently, a very good friend of mine, like, she's like a sister to me. She's a sister to me. She got scammed. Okay, she got really scammed. The scammers called, I've forgotten who they said they were, but so something had happened to her computer and blah, blah, blah. And whilst they were on the phone with her, they got her to go into her bank account, into her computer, and she was talking to them, and they made her call her bank, and they kept saying, insist, be angry, and let them give you the access. And the bank told whoever she was talking to at the bank, said, do you know these people? And she was getting irritated. But when the person on the other line, all this time, they had access to, she gave them access to her computer. So all those times she was talking to the bank distracted, they were into her everything. So this second factor authentication, please do it. Please do it. It can be annoying and irritating, but do it. It's for your protection. Recently, I went to the bank to transfer money into my payroll account, and I was standing right there, and the kind of questions they asked me, I felt like, and I was having a conversation with this young lady, and she said, it's for your protection. We want to make sure that you are who you say you are. And, somebody may be a twin. I could have a twin sister who is on the other side, could go into my bank, look like me. And I've seen this. I have two friends who are twins, right? One of them is a lawyer. One of them is an IT guy. We went to the lawyer's bank. The IT guy and I went to the lawyer's bank to take money out. These tellers started playing and laughing with him. This is about 10 or more years ago. It's about 10, more than 10 years ago. Laughing, they assumed it was the actual account holder, the lawyer, the attorney. Okay, so I'm not mentioning names. This other friend, the IT guy, did everything. And before we left, and I said, you guys, you made a big mistake. They said, what do you mean? I said, you saw this guy, let's just say, the guy's name was Angie. It's a guy. I'll just use Angie. The guy's name was Angie, and the queen and the twin brother's name is Angel. You assume this is Angel, but this is not Angel. She said, "What?" I said, "This is not him." I said, "If you challenge, why don't you show them your ID?" And they realized that they were two completely different people, and their social security card is. So if my last four is 1, 2, 3, 4, the other twin is 1, 2, 3, 5.
Mhm.
So you see how confusing this is. So we have to be very careful with these identity issues. We take nothing also for granted because they are
Mhm.
very look-alikes in all places, twins, and they can come and pose and act like you. And if you don't take care,
Mhm.
you're going to give away information. So we need to be skeptical. We need to
Mhm.
ask questions, a lot of questions, before we click on links, before we allow
Mhm.
anybody to what do you call it? Browse our computer because you
Mhm.
have a computer problem. Don't let them call you. You call them. If you get
Mhm.
a call and they say, or a message and they say that we found this on your computer, there's a problem here, and open this link and let us help you fix it. Or call, or we are calling you. Don't answer. You call
Mhm.
them. You call
Mhm.
Apple. You call whoever it is. Call them so you
Mhm.
know who you are talking to. You call the bank. Don't let the bank call you. It's
Mhm.
probably not the bank. If they're asking you for your password, if they're telling you, it's not them. And this
Mhm.
is what we are grappling with right now in
Mhm.
this season and in this time.
Yeah. I know most of the time. One more thing with this, you all like put a one in the chat if you've ever gone to like online. If you've ever clicked on like take the survey for a free Walmart card or a free Target card or free gift card, right? If you've done that, it's just a survey. Take the survey, okay? Get this free $100 Walmart card. I've done it. What? I'm gonna tell y'all what's happening. Okay, I ain't never got no Walmart card. I ain't never got nothing. What they do, they'll ask you things like, your zip code. Okay, they don't always ask your name, your zip code. How many people live in your house? How many
Mm.
people are under the age of this? How many adults? How many children? Do you have dogs? Do you have pets? Do you have diabetes? Do you have heart disease? Are you taking medications? Does anybody in your house have heart? All these different things. You'll sit there about 30 minutes. I have before I realize my whole health history if I let you. And what I've done is I'll falsify some things. I don't even put my same zip code in. I'll put something else, and I always give a fake number. Um, if they ask, but you'll figure out that they've asked you everything that they need to infiltrate who you are. Who do you bank with? What kind of internet service do you use? Where'd you go? All these different things. And you have gotten nothing, but they've stored your information. So just keep that in mind. Um, yeah, just be diligent. Because like King Sean said, they've got $1 trillion company here, scamming. So just be careful with that, and be mindful. And that is that.
One
Um,
more thing I'll say, I think our time is almost oh, we're 1 hour. So I will
it
say
is.
that I'll say this to couples. Stop comparing your spouses, these social media models. Be intentional about intimacy with your spouse as much as possible. If you're home, you're away from home and you're running late, it's great to text, but if you have the opportunity to call and connect.
Mm-hmm.
One thing, this thing is weakening relation. Oh, I found something very interesting. I want to post it on our peak page. But one thing that is weakening relationships is texting. If you whilst you can pick up the phone and at least call the person,
Mm-hmm.
voice, hearing your voice make a difference. So we have to be intentional about these things because the topic is the impact of all of this on your relationships. And when you allow what we have said also impacts us, because if you get scammed and money stolen from you, it disorganizes the family.
Mm-hmm.
Right, really. And so all those things are impacting our relationship, but I also
Mm-hmm.
want to bring it home to the point of especially intimate relationships, husbands, wives, don't don't text all the time. Okay, it's good to use it in a he's in a meeting or she's in a meeting, and I know that she's waiting for me somewhere, say, hey queen, or hey honey, um I'll get back to you soon or something. Makes sense, but don't make it a habit. Because even that in that connection in the day helps a lot. Helps a lot to calm anxiety. Love is a beautiful thing, and we have to be intentional about love. Social media is amazing, okay? It's amazing, but if all you do is text, 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 whilst you're all gone and you come home, I missed you, that's fine. But when you have traveled for days and all you do is text, you won't pick up a phone to call your spouse. I don't know, it leaves a longing in your heart. I mean, I don't know about others, but it leaves a longing in your heart. And I think that we need to be intentional in building intimacy, because intimacy is not in the bedroom. It doesn't start there. It can start there and end there, but it doesn't. It's all day thing. If you're dealing with the female, the opposite sex, it's all day thing. Keep the fire burning. Keep the fire burning. Let the person know that you're a priority. When I'm with you, I am fully engaged. Okay, make those date nights or date days or date weekends. Be intentional once a quarter. Listen, your children are going, take time away, get a quiet place, the hotel or something, or just be gone for the day. Go sit somewhere, spend the day, put away everything else. Of course, your children can reach you in emergency situations, your family can reach you, but most of the time, be deliberate about engaging. Because, we talk about love language, so many of us, I feel like most women's love language, and I could be wrong, is quality time. I feel like most women would be quality time. Okay, so if you're ignoring me all the time, you're not paying attention, you're not hearing me, you're not seeing me, but I have to do this. It kills the joy of doing what we are supposed to do to take care of your needs, every need, right? But when we are deliberately connecting, it tells me that I matter. It tells me that I matter. Listen, even in our relationship with God, okay, come to me in the time of prayer. It says, come to me and I will show you, I will talk to you, I'll communicate with you. Even that relationship with God, all knowing, all powerful, all things. Hi.
Hey, King, we were just talking about you. I shouted you out, D Maze. My game's uncut. You missed it.
So my thing is, if we are not intentional about relationships, if you truly value that marriage, that relationship, then there has to be a time when you have to close the door to everybody else, including those that are infiltrating through your phone or whatever gadgets you use, and have time with your spouse alone. We have to be intentional about these marriages, because divorce rate keeps going higher and higher and higher. I'm meeting too many women who are divorced for things that could have been avoided. And once you allow these things to come so long into your relationship, it gets to a point of beyond repair. It takes a lot of harder work. And when you leave room, other men and other women will come in, because the desire to be wanted is great.
It is. It is. I love when my husband, when I come home and my husband's like, I missed you. And I can see it in his face. I love it. And I miss him too. So yeah. Tell your people that you love them and you miss them. And you care about them. It makes a difference. And I think men want that quality time too. I think women want to be heard. Even when we're we want to be heard, and men want that quality time too. They always say it's not difficult to please a man, and I believe it. So just feed them and love them. They're not difficult. We're challenging. All our feelings. Oh, my hair, all this. I don't look like the Instagram model. All that nonsense. So yeah.
With my hair.
Queen, don't you start, because this is what we do. This is what we do, y'all, before we get on. That's why we be late, because we be playing around, making sure we don't be looking crazy on social media. You know what I'm saying? This is what we be doing when we late. No. Yes, King, it is crucial. So we're almost out of time. I wanted to tell you all really quickly. My queen sister, Crystal, a couple weeks ago, we did share that we were going to do an event today here in Indianapolis at the library. And I did ask people to reach out if they wanted to attend, and they did not. So we're going to postpone that. I wanted to mention that because, and I know she called, Queen Edith mentioned it. I didn't want you all to think that my queen sister, Crystal, is will not come through, nor us with Peak Homecare Associates as individuals. That was the goal, but we did want people to engage because it was a free event to help people in a credit building conversation. And there are primary people that she wanted to make sure had this had this opportunity. So we will be doing some things this spring, this summer. We're so excited. All of us have things going on. King Shawn has things going on down in Atlanta. D Mays, hook up with King Shawn A White on Facebook and YouTube. He is a podcaster as well. He's in Atlanta with you, and I bet you all can do some amazing things together down in Atlanta with our Black community, with empowering the communities all over. I bet that would be super awesome. So yeah, everybody's got some things going on. So let's stay connected. Okay, let's use this social media thing and grow one another, network in a positive way. You all make sure you like, share, and subscribe before you leave out of here. All the descriptions and all the links in the description. Check those out. Connect with us. Queen Edith has some amazing things going on. She's growing her church. So you all want to make sure you stay tuned.
You're coming to church. You just come to Bible studies on Wednesdays, come to prayer meeting on Fridays, and get a taste.
Yes.
Going on. It's really amazing. And Sunday service is what?
Mm-hmm.
It's 9:30. I do it early because when church is over by 11:30, you still have your Sunday. And you get up, you get it out of the way. And you know what? You get to serve your God, worship, feel good to do the rest of what you have to do in the daytime. So I'm looking forward to seeing all of you. Habs and Spoke on East 106th Street. I think the address is 8100 East 106th Street, and it's Sundays 9:30 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. And we do have a Zoom link. As much as I want you in person, I will be grateful for the Zoom. It's all good beginnings. So definitely. And tomorrow on Monday, I'm volunteering at this place. Do we have the flyer? It's the New Day Center.
I don't have it. Shoot.
Okay, I think I can find it in my pictures. You can see we don't rehearse these, can't you? We don't rehearse nothing. We come on, we do what we're supposed to do. And it's all natural, it's real, there's no fakeness to it. But here photos, I downloaded it. So it's the New Day Center. It's West Side New Day Center for the homeless. We all know that the homeless, or I've learned that the homeless have a place to stay, or are usually offered places to stay overnight. But at some point in the morning, they must be gone. Mm-hmm. Demonstrate they're looking for work or they're doing something. Okay, so they don't have a place in the daytime. It could be too hot, it could be too cold. They probably need a place to shower. They probably just need a place where they can get mail. Okay, a place to rest, get out of the sun or the cold, all of that. This is what the New Day Center is about. We're still accepting donations. On Monday the 24th, I'll be there from about 10:30 a.m. to 2 p.m. They open from 10 to 2, Mondays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays. This Monday, I'm going to be there as a pastoral counselor. So come in. If you need anything, if you know anybody homeless, direct them there. They can get an address. They'll be given an address where they can, if they're getting back on their feet, get their mail, get a driver's use as a place for driver's license, all those things that are necessary in our, even for identity card. Okay, so I'll be there this Monday, and I'm counting on you to show up. One of these days, I'm going to find the Queen G, with the permission of the King Kevin, to come and volunteer with me. I hope she'll find the time. She's a busy woman. So I hope she'll
Oh,
find
are
it.
we all? We're gonna get it together though. So yeah, that's it. There's the information on the screen, you all, for that event. So check that out. I'll leave it there for just a second so you can see that. Check that out. And then also, I wanted to show you the information for Queen Edith. There's that information. Okay, you might have to watch this again on your television screen. You can go to her page, and it's all that stuff, all that good information is on there. So you all check that out. Okay, take a screenshot or something. All right. Grand Rising, Grand Rising. So yes, that's what we have. For all those that just came in, feel free to watch the replay. If you watch this whole thing, you can watch the replay again. Watch our old videos, our older videos, and see what's happening. Thank you, King Shawn, Fire and Ice, and King Shawn A. White is everything nice when it comes to empowerment. So yes, what a great team. Thank you so much. You all check out what King Shawn A. White has going on again, April 26th. The Queen and I are going to be guests with Shawn A. White on a speaking event. So you all look at that information. His information is in the description. We're so excited. Support what he has going on, doing great things in the community. So you all support when you're on social media and you're on your phones. Make it worth your while. Okay.
I want to share my topic.
What's that?
I want to share my topic. My topic is your sight impeding your vision? Is your sight impeding your vision? I think it's going to be great.
I love it. So that is what Queen Edith's going to be talking about on the 26th. And there's more information. Go to Shawn A. White's page. There's more information about that. I'm going to be talking about, my topic is going to be becoming the best-selling author of your life story. So I am very, very excited. I can't wait to hear what the other speakers are going to be speaking on. It's going to be a great networking opportunity, a great empowering opportunity for those listening. So you all get that information and connect. I'm excited for you, King. I love it. Thank you so much. So Queen, take us out of here.
Friends and family, social media is an amazing gift. I will repeat that. But it's important how we regulate it or how we manage it, so that our daily lives continue to be structured, so that our routines are not broken, so that the people we love don't feel left out, don't feel we are not a priority to them. We have the opportunity to use social media to do a lot of things and to learn things freely that otherwise we would have paid for from the comfort of our homes. However, it's important that the people who matter know that they really matter in our lives. So take the time, use social media for good, okay? Protect yourself, protect your homes, protect your children, your family from infiltrations and people penetrating into doing whatever it is they want to do with you, your marriage, your children, okay? And whilst at the same time, keeping what is first. Keeping what is first. We have said over and over again on this platform, routine is important. Please don't let your phone be the first thing you touch every morning. Don't let that. Find the routine, keep the rhythm, make the time. And for couples, I say be intentional about how you relate to each other. It's important. Keep your marriage, keep your family, keep your friends, keep your job, keep your finances, get educated, make money off of social media, use it to share the best of you, but by all means be vigilant. Stay vigilant. Until we come your way next time, this is Peak Wellness Hour, and we love you and thank you for making this time to be with us. Thank you.
Peace, love, and blessings. Until next time.